Hello and welcome to Knowledge by Nature. In this video, I'm going to take you on a week of spelling with us. So, as you may know, we are combining All About Spelling and Spelling Connections together. Now, All About Spelling is our main curriculum for using for spelling, and then I'm using the worksheets that go with Spelling Connection to kind of like really solidify the facts that we are learning in here. So just to kind of show you how that does, I thought I would just take you for an entire week of spelling. So today is Monday. Now, is it always going to land on a Monday? No, but most of the time it does. And so we are starting step 8 in All About Spelling today. And so we are on level 3, and it is Y can say E. So what we will do is we're going to start the lesson here, and then we'll just check back in with you every day as we do spelling so that you can see how an entire week looks and the different things that we do. One really quick note here is that I don't use any of the extra stuff anymore. I feel like we are able to do it without all of the key cards and things. There's plenty of review built in here. Now, if I ever get to the point where I need it, I will get it, but I don't have the key cards. I don't have the word cards, so we don't do any of this practice because we don't have them. But we do have the Letter Tiles app here, which has been fantastic. It is really, really good for day 1. And so I will just start here where I'm going to build this word out. All right, what does this word say?
Plow.
Plow. What is the last sound in plow?
Ow.
What is another way that we can spell ow? Do you remember? There's another thing.
O-U.
O-U. Very good. So if I move this, where's it at? Right there. If I move this up here, we have the O-U. Now, how do I know that I can't use O-U at the end of plow?
Because you can't go at the end of words.
Yep, you cannot go at the end of the words generally with English words, correct? Now, if I was going to label this, what would I label this right here? If I was going to label the syllable.
Vowel team.
Vowel team, very good. All right, now we're going to go to our new teaching. All right, I've built 3 words here. You have learned several ways to spell the sound of E. Look at these 3 words and point to the vowel team that spells the sound E. Double E, right? Point to the word we. Why is the E long in this word?
Because it's open.
That's right, it is an open syllable. Good job. Let me turn the page here. Thank you. All right. Now, let's point to the word Eve. Okay? Why is the E long in the word Eve?
Because it's a VC.
It's a VCE?
Yeah.
A vowel consonant E? Okay, and what is that? What does that do? Right, it's a silent E, right? And the silent E makes a vowel do what? I'm sorry, what was that?
Make a vowel say its name.
Make a vowel say its name. Very good. So you've also learned another phonogram that makes the sound of E. Do you have any idea what that might be? There's another phonogram that says E.
W.
What? Which one of these might say E? Yeah, because it says if we push on it, let's see, and what's it going to say?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to use the vowel, I think. Let's see here. So if we pull up the vowel.
I-E.
Yeah, I, E, right?
Yep.
Did it say 4 or 3?
I-E.
Okay, so yes, we have that sound, and so it says Y says E. So we're going to work on spelling words with the sound of E, but with a Y. And that's another little tip if you have, thank you. If you have the Tiles app, there's a lot of handy little things that you can do with this. Let me zoom in quickly. So she just did one right here where she held down the first tile right here, clicked that little uppercase, lowercase. You can do that again. And then that way, if you ever wanted to do like a sentence or you had a proper noun or something, you could go ahead and change that. You can also click the sound and you see that there is a sound button.
I, E.
That is going to give you all of the sounds of that vowel. So, or any of these tiles actually. So if we click on the SH, it only has one sound. So that is the sound that it makes. So if it has more than one sound, it will make it. Otherwise, it would just make the one sound. But that's a lot of little helpful things that we've learned while using this is that it will make the sounds. So you can click it.
As in her.
And it gives you the little like hints there too. Now, if you ever want to clear the entire board, you hold up and it clears the whole board. One more thing, if you wanted to like move an entire word, you can put both fingers on it, right? Nope, that didn't do it. Just a minute. Sometimes it's tricky. You have to kind of, there we go. You have to kind of put both fingers on it and you can move the entire word from one spot to the other. She has a better touch with it than I do, I think, because a lot of times I'll have her move it for me. But yes, just drag your whole thing up here. Here it is. It's fighting me again. Look at that. Will you clear the board, please? So you can clear the whole thing. So if you have a lot going on there. All right, back to our lesson here. All right, so I'm going to spell you a word here. All right. What is that word?
Happy.
Very good. What is the last sound you hear in the word happy?
E.
E. Very good. The most common way to spell the word E at the end of a multi-syllable word is with a Y, okay? So I am going to dictate some words, and your job is going to be to clap out the syllables, okay? Remember, spell one syllable at a time, or clap out one syllable at a time, okay? And then we are going to spell them with tiles. But first we're going to clap them so we know, okay, if it's a multi-syllable, it's probably ending in what? A Y. Very good. So we can go ahead and clear that off. All right. Ugly.
Ugly.
Okay. How would we spell that? So do your sounds again.
Gully.
Okay. Ugly. Ugly. Very good. All right. Now, pony.
P-O-N-E.
Very good. You forgot to clap it, but that's okay. And then you'll notice that she's like touching right beside that. That's putting in a blank space so that she can begin the next time when she starts typing, it will go ahead and automatically start one block over. Okay? Lady. Clap it out.
Lady.
Lady. Okay, and then don't forget to try to say each sound as you pull it up. So it'd be L-A-D. And so why would A be saying A right there?
Because it's open.
It's open. Lady, right? So the A would be an open syllable. Very good. Bony.
Bone-E.
Bony. Very good.
B-O-N-E.
Oh, why do we have an EY here?
Because that's how it's spelled.
No. So bone is spelled B-O-N-E, right? But if we were going to split that out into syllables, sometimes we do use an EY, but here we're going to do bony, okay? Bony, okay? Now, why are we using a red vowel here? Why are we not using the blue one?
Because it makes the sounds.
I-E.
It does make the sound, but how many syllables does this have?
2.
Okay.
Every syllable must have a vowel.
Every syllable must have a vowel. So that's how we know that this Y is a red vowel tile, because every syllable must have a vowel. And we have here that B-O. And why is this saying O?
Because it's open.
It's an open syllable. Very good. You can go ahead and clear that if you want.
I can just keep going.
Go ahead and clear it so we can start on this next word. All right, let's go back to the word happy. Can you build the word happy for me?
Yep. Where is H?
In alphabetical order. Okay.
Why'd that move over?
I think because you pulled the one down and then pulled it back up. All right, let's divide this into 2 syllables. Happy. Okay? So it is divided into 2 syllables now. So what do we have here?
Hap.
And then what do we have here?
P.
Very good. Happy. Now, say the word fast like we normally say it.
Happy.
Happy. Very good. When we say the word, the sound of the first P kind of disappears. Happy, right? Happy. We don't hear it. But when we spell the word, we put in the P. And so we double the consonant to protect the short vowel, right? Because what would happen if we took that away?
A-P. Hey-P.
Yeah, it'd say hey, or ha, or a, hey, p, right? That wouldn't work. So we have to have this P over here so that when we are sounding it out, it works out correctly when we split the syllables. So we double the consonant right there, okay? Now, we already figured out what it would say if we took that away, and so we're going to often double the consonant, and so we will see that a lot, okay? And the rule for this is to protect the short vowel. We often double the consonant. And so here, all of this is in my book. This is a very, very scripted. I'm just kind of reading it as we go, and that is how our All About Spelling lessons will go, is I just read them and complete each step as we go. Now here we're going to go over this key card one more time. So to protect a short vowel, we often do what?
Put a consonant in front of it.
Okay, we put a consonant in front of it, but what are we doing with that consonant that's in front of it? So with happy,
We double it.
We double it. All right, let's practice that, okay? So we are going to double that consonant. Spell the word penny. Like, do you have a penny for me? All right, we closed it out again. I think we were touching something over here. Let's try that again. Penny. Here we go. Very good. So we doubled the consonant, right? Penny. Very good. Bunny. Look at the cute bunny. Muddy. Her boots are so muddy. Very good. So if we were just going to say she stepped in the mud, it would only be one D, correct?
Yep.
But because it's muddy, we need to double the consonant to do what?
Protect the vowel.
Very good. Protect the short vowel. Okay, let's do one more. Skinny. That calf looks skinny. that's right?
No.
No? Okay, what do you think's wrong with it?
I don't know.
Okay, let's sound it out. Okay, what is the rule with a C and an I? If an I is with a C, what's going to happen? It's going to say S. So you are actually S-any. How can we get that to say sk, sk?
Put a K.
Put a K, that's right. So you're just going to replace your C with a K. Very good. So now it says sk, in, knee. So if this is like skin, see? Skinny. Very good. So that's, just remember when our C is with an I, it's usually going to say that second sound of S. Now, kind of building on that, you want to go ahead and clear that for me? So you just learned that we often double the consonant to protect the short vowel. But there are some words that do not follow that pattern. We find a lot of rule breakers, don't we? So I'm going to build the word city. Okay? In the word city, we do not double the consonant. Okay? And do you hear what that C is saying right there? City. Okay? Let's practice some more. Do you want to do it over here on the board?
Yes.
Okay. We use multiple things for our spelling. This is one of our favorites. It is a big Jack and Link grid board. It's their large one. And so it has all of these little blocks, and it's perfect for writing with. Do you want to use maybe this one? Or do you think that one will be okay?
Yep.
Okay, it's just a little bit bigger. I wasn't sure. All right. So now we're coming to this section right here. Now, usually we are doing an entire step in one day. I don't know that we'll always be able to do it like this, but we also continue to practice this throughout the week. If I was only using All About Spelling, I would probably stop here or do this and then do it again on another day, do these on another day, but I'll show you how we are doing it right now. All right, here we go. You are going to spell the word tiny. Like, oh, look at that tiny kitten.
Tiny.
Very good, tiny. And then it's okay that we didn't double it because it says I. So we're hearing that it's an open syllable, right? Tiny. So we didn't need to protect our short vowel. Okay? Baby. She had a baby. Very good. Let's do windy. City. She's going to go to the city. Good job. Army. An army ant is crawling up my leg. Penny. I found a penny on the ground. Very good. So you doubled it there, right? Penny. Very good. Candy. What is your favorite type of candy? You know how to spell that one, don't you? 40. She is 40 years old. 40. Okay, this one's a little bit tricky because we actually don't spell for like four. We spell F-O-R-T-Y. We don't spell it F-O-U. Like, I know that's confusing because for is F-O-U-R, but for T is actually F-O-R-T-Y. Good job. 50. I have 50 pieces of candy. 60. I have 60 markers. All right, good job. Now, I will go ahead and pull out just a few of these that we haven't done yet, just as a little bit of extra practice, and then I usually have her write just a few sentences here. Most of the time we set a timer, and that's the amount of time that we spend on spelling. Today we didn't set the timer because I forgot, to be honest with you, and we tend to, with filming, the timer doesn't work out quite perfectly anyways. All right, are you ready? I want you to spell the word lazy. The dog is lazy. And our dog just snored really loudly in the background. All right, spell the word lucky. I sure am lucky. Good job. And then let's spell grassy. Oh, that hill is so grassy. Great job. All right, do you want to do the sentence on the board or do you want me to get the tablet?
The board.
Okay, you want to erase all of that?
Yep. It's gonna take a minute.
Okay. All right, while she is erasing all of that, you can see, I'll just kind of show you this whole lesson here. So we have our review of where we're going back and we're talking about some of the things we've already talked about. Then we have our new teaching here. You can see it's very, very scripted, lots of quoting there. You just read what it says. Then we move over here to where our new teaching is continued. We have a little note here where we're reminding them why we are using the blue tile, or not using the blue tile actually, and we're using the red tile. Then we have a new kind of teaching to build on to this, and that is that we're doubling the consonant. So again, it's all very, very scripted. It shows you how to split the syllables, exactly what needs to be done. And it shows you the key card, which is one reason I didn't buy the key cards. They're on here. If I find that I really, really need them, I could even remake them if I wanted to. And then we move over here to where we are practicing all of the things. So here we are spelling. The first part is we're spelling on paper. Again, we have another little tip here if you need more words, if you need to reinforce this practicing, and then more reinforcements with dictating the sentences. So I always think it's a good idea to dictate a few sentences, and so that's what we're going to do, and then that will be it for day one. So on Monday, that's what we've done. Usually this is like a 15-20 minute time, and then the rest of the days go really, really quickly. All right, are you ready for a sentence?
Yes, I'm going to.
Let's see here. I think I'm going to have you write, her puppy has a bony body. How about you use black, actually? That way it just shows up really nicely, too.
Okay.
Okay, I'll repeat the sentence. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Her puppy has a bony body.
Her puppy has a bony body.
Very good. And if that was going to be a proper sentence, what are we missing? Very good. All right, let's do, it is windy on the hilltop.
It is windy on the hill top.
Okay, hilltop.
Goes together.
It does. It's actually a compound word. It is windy on the hilltop. All right, good job. How many more?
Okay.
All right, let's do maybe 2 more. Are you happy with the pony? Would you like to be asked that question in real life? Are you happy with the pony?
Yes.
Are you happy with the pony?
You happy with the pony?
All right, you got the correct punctuation there. Okay, last one. I ate 40 clams.
I ate 40 clams.
I ate 40 clams. Good job. All right, that is awesome. Now, you may have noticed I didn't just like pick out, I didn't go 1, 2, 3, picked out. I picked out some that one would have a compound word here. I also picked out ones that we maybe like didn't get right the very, very first time. And so using 40 and bony in our dictating sentences helped her to practice that one more time. So what I'm going to have her do is I'm going to have her color in the number 8 box right here. And then that way we have finished step 8 of All About Spelling. And so tomorrow we will move over into spelling connections. So we'll check back with you tomorrow. Tuesday, day 2 of spelling, which means we are moving over into spelling connections today. Now, you will notice that the words are a little bit different today. They are still working with the doubled consonant and adding the Y, but most of these words were not in yesterday's. So the first thing that I'm going to have her do is go down and read each of the spelling words. So she's going to read carry, and you'll notice that it is in both print and cursive, which I really, really like about that. So she'll read carry, please help me carry this box. So she will do all of these things all the way down, all 15, and then I'm going to have her do the sort. Now, the sort really could have been done with our mini-writeables, and if I'd have been thinking, that's what I would have done. But I already have this ready, so I have her 4th grade notebook here, which we just put everything 4th grade in it. If we need a piece of paper, this is where it comes from. And so it tells her to write the words with double R, double N, double P, double D, L, or T. So I just made 4 different columns there that she can read through each of these and put them in the appropriate columns. This is where spelling just goes really fast after the first day. It doesn't take long at all. Depending, I may not always do day 1 here. This may not be the first page that we would do out of this. Sometimes we might like to do the reading section first, or we might like to do one of the other ones first, but that's what we're going to do today. She's really just going to kind of be doing this. I'm very hands-off with it because we've already done this before and know what to do next. So this is a Tuesday. Like I said, this will take maybe 10 minutes and then we're done with spelling for the day. So we'll catch back up with you tomorrow and show you what we're going to be doing for that. But today, she's just taking all of the words, reading the sentence, and then she's going to sort them by either double R, double N, double P, D, L, or T. That's a nice little rhymey time. Fun, huh?
Rhymes.
All right, see you tomorrow. Hi there. So it is Wednesday, and yesterday I mentioned that you could like take this off of the page. Sometimes that I do this as like out of the workbook. So let me give you an example of that really quick. And since I'm setting it up, I'll probably have her do that today along with a workbook. But here I had our big Jack and Link grid board, which we use all the time. I absolutely love it. I was able to fit 14 words on there. And so what I did, so yesterday, instead of just having her write it in the book like I had her do, we could have done something like this, where it is the same thing. I give her the list, and then I can have then I can put these little tiles out. This is one of my favorite things that we have added in this year are these little tiles. So what she could do, So what we could do is she has the board here. And then, just like we did, we have all of the tiles separated. So if the word has a double R on it, she could use any of these little manipulatives or little writeables that we have, and we have a couple here. So she can use whichever one she wants and write that word on. So the first one is carry. So she would just take her little marker here, write the word, and then put it underneath the tile that it needs to go. Now right now I'm dealing with the constraints of the shape that I have to deal with the camera, but I would like spread this out so that it was easier to add all of these things on. Now, let's say you don't have a third grader, you have one that's younger, and maybe you're just doing small words. You could write the word and they could put the match. So let's say it's something as simple as you're using the A sound. And so you could put A here and they would see the word cat and they could have put that over here. So depending on the level that you're using your spelling with, let's say you just want them to get some recognition, you can write all of the words and then they match. Okay, this is a double R word. She's in 4th grade, so I want her to do the writing. So she would write the word bunny and she would put it underneath the double N. So that is just an example. Since I have this all set up to show you, I'm gonna go ahead and have her do that. And then I'm gonna show you what we're actually doing in the workbook. So here we go. For today's workbook practice, what I'm gonna have her do is this connect to phonics. I really like this page because it is bringing that phonics aspect into it. So the first thing that she'll do is she's going to write the spelling words that rhyme with fairy. So she will go through here and write the 4 words that rhyme with fairy. Then write the spelling words that rhyme with flurry. And she will do all of that. And it says underline the word that has a different spelling. So it'll rhyme with flurry, but it will spell different. And then she's going to identify the vowel sounds. So she's going to find the word that has the short E sound, the short U sound, the short O sound. So I really, really like the phonics section here. And then usually it has a dictionary section, which it does say check the respellings if you're unsure in the dictionary. But here, what we'll do is we'll pull up the word on a thesaurus. Our thesaurus that we have is like a children's one, and so it's very limited on the words that it has in there. So usually we just use the tablet, pull up the word, and so she will look up woolly and then find the word that is the same that is over here with her spelling words. Now, it's likely that a lot of these she will already know and she won't need to look them up, but it's just a good way to kind of practice that the thesaurus. And then, like I said, it usually is the dictionary. So let me see if I can show you another one right there. It's usually like a dictionary check, but sometimes it does work with a thesaurus. So what I will do is I'm timing her today so that she's over here working on these right now. So we're going to include that work and this work, and I'll let you know when she's all done how long that actually took to do all of this and that. Normally it wouldn't be 2 things, but that'll give you an idea, and it looks like you're done with that, aren't you?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna pause this and give this to her and then check back in with you. Okay, so today took 27 minutes. We never spend this long on spelling. So for one, the phonics worksheet is just a little bit more because, you know, she was having to like write them all down. She wrote multiple ones down. And so this one was a little bit more, but we never, like, this is crazy. This was a terrible example to show you today. But for one, take into account that we did that hands-on thing that we would not usually do. That would have been our one thing that we did with spelling. So that, I think, in itself took like 10 minutes. So if that was the case, this took about 17. Again, that's a little bit long because this one was just a little bit more than some of our other phonics ones, I feel like. But yes, it usually goes like 10, 15 minutes. I mean, I feel like 15 minutes is like that big marker right there. Like, we don't go over that. We certainly don't do 27 minutes. So, terrible example for what one day would be, but I also was just showing you something too. So, take that into account. day 3, Wednesday, we were doing the phonics sheet, and so we'll catch back up with you tomorrow where hopefully I will have a much more representation of how long these worksheets take. So we will catch you tomorrow. Day 4. So we are on day 4 of spelling, and today is when we will usually do connect to reading in our spelling connections workbook. Now I really like the connect to reading. I really like the phonics page. We rarely ever do the writing page, but if that's something that you like, you could definitely do. And then I usually really like the word study and the content area. So as you can see, if I'm doing an all about spelling for one day and then 4 days of spelling, I have more than enough worksheets to do my thing here. So I usually don't do every single one of them unless it's one that we need a lot of practice with. So today we are going to do the connect to reading, where she's going to use synonyms. So she's going to look at this sentence here. The silly young rabbit made me laugh. He was a, and then she's going to have to find a synonym that would replace silly young rabbit and put that there using her spelling words there. Now every single time is not exactly the same. So here's a reading one. You can see it's just a little bit different. Let's look at another reading one. There, right here, solve the analogies. So even if you do the reading every single week, it's different every single week. And so that's what I like, is that we're practicing the phonics, but it's not exactly the same thing every time. So this is what she's doing on day 4. And I'm going to give you some options on that day 5, because day 5 always looks a little bit different. And so when we get to day 5, I'm just going to show you kind of some of the things that we might do if it's not this right here. So should be done in like 5 to 10 minutes on this. I'll let you know. All right, so today was more accurate. So about 7 minutes is what it took for her to complete this, and that was even us chatting a little bit. And so, yep, that is what we have done for day 4. So again, we'll check back in with you for the 5th day, and I'll show you some of the options, because a lot of times our 5th day is much different. Like, it's never the same usually. So see you tomorrow. Day 5 of spelling. So this day is going to look different depending on the week. 1, how busy I am. Are we really schooling on Friday, or is it more just kind of like some fun, independent few little things? It rotates a lot. So I'm going to show you how I would do a Friday. So let's say I need a Friday to just be independent. I'm just going to give her one of these sheets. Like I said earlier, we don't ever do the writing one. We do writing and everything else, and so I'm leaving it out of this. But I really, really, really like the word study. And so most of the time, even if it's not an independent day, this is the one I would have her do on a Friday. Maybe we are wanting to do things a little bit funner. We can switch it up and do something like this. And so this is my big Jack and Link grid board. And what I do is I pull a bunch of the words from this study list and this study list over here, and I write them all down. Now, a quick little note is you're going to want to write them all like this. Make yourself a list or snap a shot of it so you know all of the words, and then you'll just go in there and fill it with random letters. Okay, this is really, really fun. She loves to do this. It's a fun way to knock out the spelling, and you can do this really, maybe you want to add this as morning work and then do spelling again later. This is a really, really fun, easy way to do this. There's also a website, and I will find it and I will put it right here for you, that you can actually make something like this. So if you don't have a whiteboard or you don't have a grid board or something like this, you can go make like fun puzzles, and I will have that linked up here. Another way that I could really make it fun is, you know, I could do double R's. I could have them matching again with all of the little writeables. I could have like, let's say I would have this one as right and wrong. and then I would have all of the words spelled out. And some of them would be misspelled and some of them would be spelled correctly. And the ones that were correct would go over here. The ones that were wrong would go over here. Another, like if you've got a heavy writing day and you just don't want to do a bunch of writing, that is another option. Again, these are little writeables from Jack and Link. We love them. I will put them down in the description below. It's one of my favorite purchases this year for sure. And I think I've already said that, but it seriously is. Like, I love it so much. Depending on the week, we may do this one instead. Like maybe we need to add in a little bit of extra reading for the day, and let's do it with spelling. And there's always a content area where they read it and they are locating some of the spelling words in there, and then they answer a few questions at the bottom. So that is another way that I might do a Friday. One other way that I have done it is there's this little digital tutor right here. You can scan this QR code and it will pop up a sheet. You know what? Let me just go get it so I can show you. All right, I have scanned the little QR code here, and then this is what you will do. There's different levels that you can choose, whether it's like easy, medium, or difficult. And we'll just put it on this medium here. She will push the play button.
Carrie, please help me carry this box.
I didn't have it turned up. Let's do that again.
Carrie, please help me carry this box.
Okay, she is going to either write that word on our Jack and Link board or do it on a piece of paper, okay? Then she can check it and it will show her right away whether she got that right or whether she got that wrong. Then she goes to the next one.
Sunny, the sunny day cheered us up.
And then she can check it. And then here's like if it gets more difficult.
Sorry. She felt sorry for the hurt bird.
So I don't really know. Let's see, that has 16 words. What did that one do? 15 words and 12 words. So it's not that it's a difficulty thing. It's that how many do you want to do? So you saw the yellow gave her 12, the blue gave her 15, and the green gave her 16. So that is another really, really cool way of if I'm super busy but I need her to do spelling and maybe we've used all of these for some reason, then we would go and we would use this. Or we just randomly use it because it's something fun and something different. Now, another thing is it doesn't always match up quite so perfectly as it did this week. So for instance, last week, let's see, what was that? All right, last week was unit 20 in this book. So we did step 7, the of nurse. And so if we look at 20, they are actually looking at 3 different ways here: UR, EAR, and IR. In this particular lesson with All About Spelling, we were specifically looking at the UR. Now we've already done the others, or we're going to be doing them, but for that one I didn't use much of this at all actually, because I'm going to save that for when we get to step 22 in All About Spelling. So when we get to step 22, ways to spell and then we've already covered like the first, then that is where we will do all of this. Now what I did is I did use this as some extra words for UR, and I pulled those out and we used a lot of the mini-writeables for that. So every week does not match up perfectly as it did this week with these two, but most of the time it does really, really well, and I'm able to pull some of the things out. And so that is what a Friday would look like. Very random. It's not always going to be the same. We don't always school 5 days a week either. So since we don't school 5 days a week, I'll just cover that really quickly too. So let's say we have a week where we only had 3 days for some reason that week. Well, we would only do 3 days of this, and then I would decide, okay, are we pretty good at this? Should we start a new level or should we keep practicing? And that is a good way to kind of evaluate what I need to do next. One thing that I did before is I was going too fast. So I always spend a minimum of 3 days on the topic now, because we were just going too fast, and so we were learning how to spell for that lesson, and then it wouldn't be very long before we weren't able to spell those words anymore. So we needed more practice, and that is why I've brought this in, because it's an easy way to get additional practice with having the teaching concept and all of the phonetic sounds that goes with All About Spelling. I hope this has been helpful for you to see a whole week of spelling with us. And really, most of the time, it does go really quickly. And especially if you do something like this, it goes like that. Same thing over here. If I have these set up, whatever we do goes so much quicker because it's just fun. And she really likes the workbook pages too. So she never complains about doing spelling anymore. And so that's a huge win. If you have any questions, please put them down below. I will answer them the best that I can. And I hope you have found this helpful. If you did, consider giving me a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.